From quick business hops to flights that can cross oceans non-stop, Gulfstream's lineup of private jets is absolutely noteworthy. So today we're breaking down Gulfstream's current family from the cheapest to the most expensive, and what makes each one special. First off on the list, we have the Gulfstream G280. Priced at roughly $24 to $30 million, the G280 is Gulfstream's compact workhorse. The jet you buy when you want a real private jet cabin, real speed, and real capability. On performance, the G280 tops out around 650 miles per hour and cruises around 615 miles per hour with a range of roughly 3,600 nautical miles. The distance unit aviation uses, slightly longer than a regular mile, at about 1.15 miles, which is why flight ranges always look a little bigger than they would in normal miles. Size-wise, the jet itself is about 67 feet long, with a 63-foot wingspan, roughly like a full-size city bus with wings. That smaller footprint is a big reason operators love it. It fits into more hangars, works at more airports, and usually keeps operating costs and complexity down. Inside, the cabin is about 26 feet long, 6 feet tall, and 7 feet wide. Basically a compact studio apartment in the air. Typical layouts seat 8 to 10 passengers in 2 living areas, so you can work in the front and relax in the back, without feeling like you're crammed in a tube. The G280's whole identity is efficiency without sacrifice. Fast, capable, and sized to fly constantly without needing a huge footprint. Next up in value is the Gulfstream G300. Priced around $29 to $35 million, the G300 is the next rung up. A mid-sized jet designed to maintain maximum efficiency. It tops out around 650 miles per hour and cruises around 615 with a range of about 3,600 nautical miles, meaning it's built for the same category of missions as the G280 but with a more modern cabin and an overall better experience. Cabin-wise, you're looking at roughly 27 feet of length, about the length of a U-Haul moving truck, except instead of cargo, it's finished like a private lounge. It's just over 6 feet tall and nearly 7 feet wide, typically arranged into 2 living areas with seating up to 10, and sleeping space depending on the layout. The other big change is the cockpit. The G300 introduces Gulfstream's newer Harmony flight deck, built around touchscreen-driven workflow, which is Gulfstream's way of making the jet feel less traditional and more modern. Climbing into the next bracket, we have the Gulfstream G400, priced at roughly $35 to $45 million. The G400 is where the cabin starts to feel unmistakably nicer. Larger cabin space, longer legs, and a design aimed at people who seriously travel but don't necessarily want the biggest jet money can buy. It maxes out around 690 miles per hour and cruises around 650 with a range of about 4,200 nautical miles, which is the point where trips start feeling like real international capability, not just domestic. The cabin stretches about 36.5 feet, roughly the length of a large RV motorhome, and that extra width compared to mid-sized jets immediately changes the atmosphere. It feels less like an aircraft interior and more like an actual private lounge where you can move, work, and relax without constantly noticing you're in a narrow space. Physically, the aircraft is about 86 feet long with an 86-foot wingspan. Big, but still normal in the world of large business jets. Typical layouts land around 9 to 12 passengers, built around the idea of having separate zones, a place to talk, a place to work, and a place to decompress. The G400 is the sweet spot jet, large cabin comfort without flagship pricing. Stepping up in cost is the Gulfstream G500. Priced at roughly $45 to $55 million, the G500 is what a lot of people picture as the modern Gulfstream baseline. Long-range ability, serious speed, and a cabin that feels premium without automatically jumping into the ultra-long-range tier. It can hit about 710 miles per hour at maximum speed and cruises around 650 miles per hour with a range of roughly 5,300 nautical miles, which is Gulfstream's way of giving you flexibility. Fly efficiently when you want max distance or push the speed when time matters more than anything. Inside, the cabin is about 41.5 feet long, comparable to a semi-truck trailer, and it's typically arranged into 3 distinct living areas, so the jet has zones instead of one long room. The aircraft itself is about 91 feet long with an 86-foot wingspan, so it scales up in length without exploding avoiding your airport footprint. The G500 is the jet you buy when you want to have serious long range without paying top-of-the-line money. Moving up on the price tier is the Gulfstream G600. Priced at roughly $55 to $65 million, the G600 is basically the upgraded G500. More cabin, more fuel, more range, and staying fast while doing it. Max speed is about 710 miles per hour, and it cruises around 650 miles per hour with a range of roughly 6,600 nautical miles, meaning this is now deep into long-haul territory where non-stop trips feel routine. The cabin stretches just over 45 feet, about half a basketball court, which is the point where designers get real freedom. Lounge, conference area, quiet retreat, plus the practical stuff, like a stronger galley and crew space. Size-wise, the G600 is about 96 feet long with a 94-foot wingspan, a noticeable step up that helps explain the extra range, more wing, more lift, more fuel-carrying ability. The G600 is for operators who want long missions to feel easy, fast travel, big comfort, and a cabin that works like a mobile office. Now entering the ultra-long-range cost is the Gulfstream 650. Priced at roughly $50 to $70 million today, depending on the market, the G650 is famous because it made ultra-long-range private flying feel normal. It tops out around 710 miles per hour and cruises around 650 with a range of roughly 7,000 nautical miles. The kind of capability that means fewer stops on the map. The cabin is just under 47 feet long, about the length of a full-size coach bus, and it's wide enough that the interior feels like actual rooms, not just seats in a tube. You can work, eat, rest, and arrive like you didn't just spend half a day traveling. Physically, the jet is around 100 feet long, with about a 100-foot wingspan, giving it that private jet presence. The G650 sets expectations for what global private travel could look like, and the entire market shifted around it. Going a bit higher in price is the Gulfstream G650ER. Priced at roughly $60 to $75 million, the G650ER takes the G650's concept and expands on it. It tops out around 710 miles per hour and cruises around 650 with a range of roughly 7,500 nautical miles, meaning the ER isn't about more cabin, it's about more non-stop options and more schedule control. Cabin-wise, you're still in that wide, stand-up multi-zone Gulfstream experience, built for long missions as a routine, and that's why it became a favorite for high-utilization corporate flight departments and VIP operators. On a 10 to 14-hour trip, avoiding a fuel stop isn't a minor perk. It changes the entire travel day. The G650ER is basically the jet that turns global reach into a tool. Jumping up in cost is the Gulfstream G800. Priced around $72 to $85 million, the G800 is built to make non-stop global travel feel effortless. It can reach about 717 miles per hour at maximum speed and cruises around 650 miles per hour with a range of roughly 8,200 nautical miles, which is absurd capability, the kind of distance that redefines which city pairs are even possible. The cabin is designed around the same idea: multiple living areas, low cabin altitude, fresh air systems, big windows, everything aimed at making extremely long flights feel less punishing. In the lineup, the G800 is the distance king, the jet you buy when you want the planet to feel small. Finally, at the top, being the most expensive plane, is the Gulfstream G700, priced at roughly $75 to $95 million. The G700 is the top-of-the-line flying penthouse option, the jet where the cabin is the headline and the performance still holds its own. It can hit about 717 miles per hour max speed and cruises around 650 miles per hour with a range of roughly 7,750 nautical miles, which is the rare combination: huge cabin, still ultra-long range, and still very fast. The cabin is the reason people obsess over it. Nearly 57 feet of usable space, almost the length of a bowling lane, allowing up to 5 living areas. That's not seats, that's rooms, lounges, dining areas, conference rooms, and places to rest, whatever the owner wants. The G700 is built for people who want private flying to feel like the best way to cross the world. Thanks for watching. Comment below which Gulfstream surprised you the most, and what aircraft family you want broken down next. And if you enjoyed this ranking, consider subscribing for more aviation deep dives.